We're going to continue with our Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series driver availabilities. Joined now by the driver of the #1 Monster Energy Chevrolet for Chip Ganassi Racing, Kurt Busch. Welcome, Kurt. We're going to go ahead and open it up to questions right away. We'll start over here to the left with Jerry Jordan.
Jerry Jordan, kickingthetires.net. Saw you walking in earlier, checking out the VHT on the track. What did you pick up from that, and how was the car when you went out?
Yeah, as far as the spray and then the rubber that they mix in with it, as far as the drivers were told, it was going to be about 4 feet wide. I was just measuring it. It was about 7 feet wide. And then it just didn't look as much as normal. And then you saw us all waiting to start practice today because, again, there's the traction compound, but it takes heat to activate it and for it to actually work and to stick. So nobody wanted to go out there and be the first cars to go out. So we needed the Xfinity cars to kind of rub it in, and those guys aren't even going in there right now. So interesting. It's Bristol. Each time we come back here, it's like a whole brand new track.
We're going to go to the right to Woody Kane, then to Mark Garrow.
Woody Kane with MRN. Kurt, wanted to look ahead a week to Richmond with the new package and it being a night race and theoretically a little cooler. How do you think the new package might play out there?
I think at the short tracks, the center of the corner speed is going to be up, and you're going to have more grip on corner exit because of the downforce. And so I'm expecting the way that Martinsville went, that the cars are going to be easier to drive, and they should stay underneath the driver longer. So I expect a pretty good show here on Sunday and then next week at Richmond because of the way the tire drop-off is at Richmond. Whereas the concrete tracks like Bristol and Martinsville, the cars don't drop off as much. So Richmond, I think, is going to be a really good indication of, or a blast to the past, so to speak, of what we wanted this package to be.
We'll go to the far right to Mark Garrow.
Mark Garrow, PRN. Kurt, you've been top 10 5 out of the last 6 races. You guys have the consistency. Are you pleased with that or frustrated that you're just not quite where you probably want to be, even though you're consistently in the top 10?
I'm pleased with it. I think it's been a good start for us teaming up at Ganassi and everybody that was on the one car and the results they had from years prior. I would say that we jumped into another category, and we also know we can go out and grab another category, and that is to get those top 5s. But right now the Penske guys are really strong, the Gibbs guys are really strong, and SHR might be off just a little bit with the start of the season. And so when you're trying to battle for top 5 spots and Penske and Gibbs have them on lockdown, that's where we know we need to just work at our own pace, find our own speed, and make both the Ganassi cars better. And we'll find them. We'll find our spots to run really well, and we'll find some weak areas that we still need to fix. But I'm pleasantly surprised and happy with the way the season is starting.
Continue with questions for Kurt. If you raise your hand, we'll get a microphone to you. Let's go right up front here to Lee Spencer.
SpencerRacingVoice.com. Curious, is there any difference at a short track between you running the Ford last year and the Chevrolet this year? Can you tell any differences between the cars? Other than, I mean, you got a new aero package, but I mean, are there any other things that come into play?
I'll learn more in race trim tomorrow with the low-end torque. It seems like the Fords, they qualify well because they run well on the top end, and I think the Chevys run good on the bottom end, and that's just a small indication of what I've felt so far. So the lower the RPM, it seems like the Chevys are a little different than where the Fords are a little different at the top end of the RPM. So not all that much difference, you know, and at a short track like this, you can throw out the aero balance changes.
We'll continue up here to the right to Ben.
Kurt, Ben White, Lexington Dispatch. I was just asking Denny the same question. Can you talk about, this is for a Father's Day piece coming up, can you talk about the influence your dad had on your racing career early on and how important he was to you to maybe help you get here?
Yeah, my dad, Tom, committed so much to Kyle and I's racing career. Mom was there every step of the way as well. And my favorite story is when I was given a go-kart for Christmas around the age 7. The go-kart wasn't a toy as I thought it was going to be. It was more of a tool. And he would only let me run it with him, with his supervision, of course, and it would be on Sunday after we watched the Cup race together. If I didn't watch the Cup race with him, then we didn't go play with the go-kart. And so when I would watch the Cup race with him, and then it was go-kart time, and it was more of a tool, and he would teach me the cornering entry, the apex, corner exit. We get the stopwatch out, and then he would take apart the carburetor sometimes, have me put it back together, and so it was more of a tool than it was a toy. And from that beginning, I was only about 2 years into it. I was about 9, and I could run faster lap times than him in that little go-kart because I was lightweight. I was probably 80 pounds, and he's 180. And so that's when I kind of started transitioning into being a bit more serious.
Kurt, thank you very much, and good luck this weekend.
All right, great. Thank you.